The sticker price on a new BMW is the smallest number you will ever see. Over 10 years, owners bleed $14,000 to $16,000 in maintenance and repairs, and that does not include the 38% and X5 sheds in just the first 3 years. I have turned wrenches on these machines for my whole career. There is a real cost of ownership dealers never break down, and it hits before you would expect. That number on the window sticker is just the beginning. The moment you drive a new BMW off the lot, its value takes a nosedive. For a 3 Series sedan, industry data from KBB and Edmunds shows an average loss of 28 to 32% in just the first 3 years. The X5 SUV can lose up to 38% in the same time. On a $65,000 X5, that is nearly $25,000 evaporated before you have hit 36,000 miles. But the story does not stop at depreciation. Dealers tack on their own extras right at the start. A typical BMW invoice will list a prep fee, often $799, supposedly for cleaning and inspection. Then come the accessories: floor mats, cargo liners, maybe a paint protection package. These add another $1,200 bundled into your financing, so the hit is easy to miss. None of these are required by BMW itself. They are pure dealer profit, and most buyers pay them without question. Add it up, and you are already several $1,000s deeper than the sticker price suggests. The sticker is just a baseline, not the real cost. The depreciation curve is steepest in the first year, and every extra fee shaves more off your equity. For anyone thinking about a new BMW, the actual money out the door on day one is far higher than most expect, and that is before you even make your first monthly payment. Monthly payments on a BMW are not just about the car itself. The true cost starts to pile up with insurance, registration, and the interest you pay if you finance. For a new 3 Series, insurance alone averages over $900 a year in the second year, sometimes much more if you are under 30 or live in a big city. Registration fees vary by state but can run several $100s annually. Then there is the financing. On a standard 5-year loan, you are looking at $2,877 in total interest, even with a solid credit score. That is nearly $50 a month just going to the bank, not the car. But the real wild card is how much you drive. A BMW's total cost of ownership can swing by as much as 20% depending on your mileage. Low mileage drivers, say 8,000 miles a year, might spend around $215 a month on fuel and routine service. Put 18,000 miles a year on the odometer, and that number jumps to over $600 a month, thanks to more frequent oil changes, tires, and higher fuel costs. Maintenance is not just about time, it is about distance. The more you drive, the faster you hit those expensive service intervals and wear out pricey parts. An insurance broker who handles high-end vehicles puts it plainly. BMW premiums are higher because repairs are expensive and claims are frequent after the warranty ends. For anyone budgeting for a BMW, the lesson is clear. It is not just the sticker price or the monthly payment, it is the steady drain of insurance, registration, financing, and how much you actually drive. These numbers add up quickly, and they do not show up in the glossy brochures. Around year 3, the cost of owning a BMW starts to climb in ways that catch many new owners off guard. The scheduled maintenance that seemed manageable early on suddenly hits in a cluster. For the 3 Series, Edmunds data shows a service bill of $4,414 in year 3 alone, more than 6 times what you paid the year before. This is not just an oil change and a cabin filter. At this stage, BMW's maintenance schedule often calls for brake fluid, spark plugs, air filters, and sometimes the first set of tires. It is a wake-up call, especially for anyone who thought the first couple of years were typical. But that is not the only thing lurking. The original factory warranty, 4 years or 50,000 miles for most modern BMWs, is about to run out. Once that safety net disappears, the odds of a major repair jump sharply. By year 4, there is a 13.6% chance you will face a costly fix outside of routine service. That number only goes up as the car ages. The difference between a small repair and a wallet-busting job can be thousands of dollars, and now every strange sound or warning light comes with a bigger question mark. Mechanics who see these cars every day have a saying, year 3 is when the real wallet test begins. Up to this point, most costs are predictable. After the warranty ends, you are on your own for anything that breaks, and on a BMW, that can get expensive fast. For anyone eyeing a used BMW or thinking about keeping theirs past the original coverage, this is the point where you need to be prepared, both mentally and financially. 5 years in, the real test of BMW ownership begins. This is when the invoices start to look less like routine maintenance and more like medical bills. The first big hit is high-pressure fuel pump failure. On a turbocharged N54 or N55 engine, it is not rare to see a bill for $1,500 just to get the car running right again. One invoice from a local shop shows $630 for the part, $700 for labor, and another $150 for diagnostics. Some owners get lucky with extended warranties, but most pay out of pocket. The next curveball is the timing chain, especially on 4-cylinder N20 engines. A stretched or failing chain can turn into a repair costing $3,500 overnight. One customer, thinking it was just a noisy startup, ended up with a full timing kit replacement and 12 hours of labor. There is no shortcut. Ignoring the rattle can mean a ruined engine. Turbochargers are the last of the big 3. When oil coking or worn seals take out a turbo, expect a median invoice of $4,000. That covers new units, gaskets, and a full day's labor. Some shops have seen both turbos and the high-pressure fuel pump fail in the same year, an $8,000 swing for a car worth half that. The best defense is religious oil changes and watching for early warning signs. But even then, these failures are part of the mid-life BMW experience. By the 8th or 9th year, even a well-maintained BMW can throw some costly surprises. Transmission problems top the list. A dealer quote for a full automatic transmission rebuild on a 3 Series can hit $5,500, with labor alone making up more than half that bill. Independent shops, especially those specializing in German cars, often cut labor costs by up to 35%, bringing the same job closer to $3,600. It pays to shop around, but you need a shop with the right tools and experience. These are not simple jobs. Suspension and electronics are next in line. On models with air suspension, a single rear air spring can run $1,800 installed at the dealer. A failed electronic control module, think iDrive, transmission, or even adaptive headlights, can cost $2,000 or more, especially with dealer programming. Indie shops can sometimes source rebuilt modules or code replacements for less, but not every electronic fix is do-it-yourself friendly. One independent BMW shop owner says you save the most by avoiding the dealer for out-of-warranty work, but do not cut corners on parts or expertise. For owners facing these big-ticket repairs, the best defense is a trusted indie shop and a willingness to compare quotes. Over time, these choices can mean thousands of dollars saved, even as the repair bills climb. 10 years in, the real math comes due. For a typical 3 Series, the total bill for maintenance and repairs alone lands between $14,300 and $16,000. That is not counting insurance, fuel, or the value lost to depreciation, just the cost to keep the car running and legal on the road. Spread over a decade, you are looking at roughly $120 to $135 a month, every month, just for upkeep. Some owners try to hedge with an extended warranty. A factory-backed plan averages about $3,200, but the risk you are actually covering, major failures after the original warranty, often totals closer to $4,500 out of pocket if you go without. For some, the peace of mind is worth it. For others, it is a bet against the odds. Not all BMWs are created equal when it comes to risk. The 320i and base 3Ti sit at the bottom of the cost ladder. X3s and 5 Series climb higher, with the X5M and other M models at the top, thanks to complex engines and pricier parts. For buyers, the real checklist is simple: know your model, budget for the long haul, and decide if the driving experience is worth the premium. Right now, the thrill of owning a BMW still comes with a price most never see, averaging over $1,400 a year in maintenance after warranty. For every driver, real satisfaction means knowing the numbers before signing the papers. Drive informed, not surprised. Share your story or questions in the comments below.